Hello there, my YouTube friends. So, I want to talk about something today. I happen to live in Los Angeles, California, and I find it a little strange because I've been living in the South Bay area for the last 20 something years, and I've pretty much slowly watched this place basically kind of die. The animals, the trees, the water, the air are all polluted here. And it's pretty sad when you realize you live in such a toxic environment, especially if you've gone out to the countryside or the mountains and you've actually seen clean air. You smell it, you can feel it. The air's clean. There's trees everywhere. There's bushes. There's fields of flowers. You don't see that here. At least where I live. There might be a couple, designated areas, maybe little parts of Malibu, Palos Verdes, but these are just little gems, and you have to have really a lot of money to live in these places. So when you're talking like Torrance, Lomita, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, San Pedro, Long Beach, and then as you go up to LA, it's just completely devoid of life. And it's been getting to me lately. Silver Lake is in the Los Angeles area as well, and there used to be a lake there, and it's gone now. Yep, they've taken away our water. They've replaced everything with concrete and malls, because malls are so great. We need those, right? Because that's going to completely keep us alive. The trees are dying, people. I have a picture of a tree that's dying. You can tell there. Kind of glary, sorry about that, but you can see this white part at the bottom. That's from the chemtrails, people. I know that you might not believe me on the chemtrails, but you should just look up and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to show you another picture of a tree. There's another one. Kind of looks like the same tree, but it is a different one. And you can see the background there, it's all smoggy, and the trees are just dying. It's quite sad. There's barely any trees per any part of this area, to be honest. And when you realize that, you realize you're gonna die, because your survival is based on oxygen that comes from the trees. And if they don't have enough, if the trees don't get enough water, clean water, sun, nutrition from the soil, they are going to die, and then you will die. Makes sense, right? Monsanto and DuPont making this Roundup fucking fertilizer, which is completely toxic to plants, animals, and humans, is being sprayed all over our crops in the United States and other countries now. India is using genetically modified cotton seed, and they're taking over all their spices. But my point is, if they're spraying this on all the crops in the United States, and we happen to live here, and it's carcinogenic, the Monsanto Roundup, and all the other whatever crazy pesticides they're spraying on our stuff, the stuff that we eat, our life is going to dwindle, and we're going to start to get tumors and cancer and diabetes. Well, that's already happening because we've got McDonald's everywhere and Walmarts, and it's kind of sad because everything is being taken over with concrete. And even the trees in the parking lots and stuff, they're using these as decoration instead of actually nature for our benefit or for the animals' benefit. So they're making them into, I don't know, dead decorations. They don't even look alive, which is quite sad. Yeah, and all the animals are completely gone as well. You barely see a wild animal anywhere. The freeways have taken over. Like I said, the malls have taken over all the restaurants and stuff that we think we need instead of farmland and gardens. We don't see coyotes walking in the streets unless you might go up to Palos Verdes. You might see one cross the street at nighttime, but it's rare because even up there, although they do maintain it a little bit more up there, hence why it's more expensive, you just really see, it's a very rare thing to see foxes. They do have peacocks and things like that, but down off the hill on the way to LA and Long Beach, you're gonna barely see an animal at all. And there's like millions of people living in these cities, so imagine like the kind of lifestyle that people are leading, and they're drinking out of bottles instead of natural springs that we could be drinking out of, which would be a more like a normal thing, you know. But we're drinking out of like plastic. I find that to be strange, and it seems like people aren't really realizing the extent of the damage that the corporations have done to our area. Yeah, basically you'll only see like the occasional raccoon, maybe some cats and dogs, but usually they're run over in the street and flattened out like a pancake. And they're scooped up and taken to the rendering plants, which you probably don't know about either, and those are quite scary. Grind them up and put them in your dog food and your cat food. Yeah, you can look this up. I'm not making this up. Rendering plants. That's where all the dead carcasses of your animals are going. But yeah, the oil spills in the ocean is also toxifying the ocean, so I really don't even want to go in the ocean around here anymore. And I can kind of speak on these things a little bit because I have been out of the country a few times, and I've been other parts of the country in the United States, and I've seen areas that are still way more maintained than LA ever could be. Yeah, they've been able to respect nature and animals and the air much more than LA. LA's just toxified. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, but I'm glad you listened, and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to start putting up a lot more videos about things I want to complain about. But no, more so just to kind of inform you guys as well. Look up chemtrails. Look up Monsanto and genetically modified food. Yeah, these are important things that we need to know about. And if you don't know about them now, I would suggest you start doing your research, because we're being completely poisoned. Yeah, that's the word. We're being poisoned. We need to recognize it soon, because cancer is on the rise, people. And I feel for humanity's sake, we need to just be aware and raise our consciousness and continue to have a place for our children to live. And if people don't care, then fine, go ahead, let LA burn to the ground. But I do care, and I happen to live here, and I'd like to, you know, bring some farmland back, some gardens, and not have all this militarized industry crap everywhere, you know. And like I said, Walmart's on every corner. It's not really my thing. Taco Bell's, McDonald's, yeah, genetically modified food, not something that I want to continue to eat. It'd be nice to have some night markets where people can bring their own food that they've created themselves, and hopefully it's from a garden that they've, you know, but even then, the chemtrails are to be feared. Anyway, that's my rant for today. Subscribe if you like me. But no, seriously, I'll bring some more music and some great stuff. So, talk to you later. Bye-bye.